I'd now like to take you through the File menu option. The File menu is found up in the top left here underneath the document name. So if I just click on File, the menu will open up. The first option we have is Share. Share allows us to collaborate with other people. You can have up to 200 people working simultaneously on a Google Doc, which can be a wonderful thing. Obviously, the more people you'll have involved, the more sort of distraction and sort of damage they can potentially do. So just be aware of who you want to share with and other things like that. The next option is New. You can actually open new documents or spreadsheets or presentations from inside Google Docs. Traditionally, I would recommend you do your opening documents from inside Google Drive, but that is available to you. Of course, open would mean just to open an existing document. I can rename that document, so looking at it now in hindsight, first page isn't probably the best name for it. It's probably first document is probably a more fitting name for it, so I can change that quite easily. Again, back to our menu. This is a handy feature if I want to make a copy of a document, and you can actually do it right in the document itself. So I can just make a copy. It will always say copy of first name, but I can change that name if I wish to. I'm not going to do it here, but if you do that, you can give it a different name, and you've got two versions of the document. So one you might want to keep, and one you might want to do something else or share with somebody else. Okay, I did click on that, and it is creating a new document. So over here, you'll see there's a copy of that one. I'm not going to keep working on that one, so I'll just close it for the minute, and we're back to our main document. We can move it to a folder from within here. Again, that's a possibility in Google Drive itself by dragging it, but I can go and say I want this in my personal section or my work section and those type of things. So I'll just cancel that so we don't need to stay in there. When we get down, if I want to take it straight to trash, so I'm working on something and it didn't really work out as I expected, I can get rid of it immediately by sending it to trash. The revision history is something we'll visit in a future lecture. It allows us to go back in time almost and see what this document looked like half an hour ago or 2 days ago, or who's been collaborating on it, so the people you've shared the document with, how they can access it. So as I said a minute ago, we will explore that one in some depth later on. The language you can choose, heaps and heaps of languages there for your own preference. Downloading, I can do that in many ways. This will be in a future lecture as well. I can publish this thing immediately to a website. So if I want to create a mini website, it is possible it will do all the HTML conversions in the background that you don't need to worry about, but will allow you to do that and embed it into a website or onto a web page that you want to do. I can email collaborators, so I'm working on a document and then realise it would be really useful to share this with a colleague or one of my students. I can simply click on that and off it will go. I can also email a document as an attachment, so if I clicked on that, it would take me straight into Gmail, and then I could do the usual emailing protocols. Second from the bottom, we have page setup, so we'll have a look in there. My orientation, if you're confused between the two, if you think of a portrait, it's usually a photo of someone's head. Heads are usually taller than they are wide. Landscapes, on the other hand, are usually wider than they are tall. So that's how I remember it. Your paper size, you can actually change the colour of the paper in the background, and your margins. So by doing those type of things, you can customise your document a little. Particularly if you've got a company letterhead that takes up a fair bit of space at the top, you might want 2 inches or 2.5 inches at the top of each document every time you open one. Finally, our file option is the print. I don't actually have any printers installed on this machine, but if they were, they would be listed here. So at the moment, the only option available to me is to send it and make it as a PDF. So they are the file menu options. Again, several of these we're going to explore later on, so don't be too concerned about me just skimming over them at this stage.